Well, hey everybody, it's Steve at Thousand Year Homes. Welcome aboard. If this is your first time visiting, I'm building a house off grid that'll last 1,000 years. This part of it is so that I could get the cedar all set up so I can make my rafters and timbers. I harvest my own materials and I build using natural and native materials as well as laminate modern materials in it. Listen, I've been seeing that they've been building houses in Texas here with cardboard. Cardboard, that's embarrassing. I don't do that kind of stuff. Steel, earth bag, cement, good stuff. But this here is a sawmill, and what I've got is a ridge pole there that's a 28-foot span, and this entire area would be freestanding, with the exception that enough wind shear would get on that roof, right, to twist the bolts out and make that ridge pole twist. So I've got a plan for that. Let me rotate. All right, a couple of different things I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead. I've got one timber. They are not posted in. I have not drilled holes. But what I need to do is, you can see here that I'm going to set up pony wall here. There to there, there to there. The back will have a doghouse. I'm protecting from wind shear, and I'll do something similar on that end. Then I'll get these 2x4s out of here whose sole purpose, they're not holding anything up. Nobody has to worry. I'm not, it's not going to fall on me. Their sole purpose is to keep the wind shear from making this into a teeter-totter, and teeter-totter in one end up and down. So anyway, that's more than enough room for a free hanging sawmill. So there's my sawmill. It's 20 feet. It's an Oscar Mayer Pro 336 that I bought from some homesteaders that were moving out of the area. I got a good deal, but I'll get that in there. That's 7 feet from there to there. I only needed 6 feet to clear. The log rail will be on the ground, so my tractor doesn't have to pick anything up. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take and put my headache rack down, and I'm going to drive that tractor underneath. I want to make sure I can clear it. And then I'm going to go over and go through my log pile, and I'm going to find, I need 1, 2, 3. I'm going to replace that beam, I think. 4, 5, 6, at least 6 logs that I could put in here. And the logs will support the roof, and it'll build a doghouse on both ends so that I'll have that large open area. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do over here since I've used these cedars for support. But I'm thinking it'll still need, when I pull on it a little bit, it's got a little wobble in it. But that I don't have the timbers done yet. I'd like to be able to just pull my tractor underneath here and park, which means just leaving it an overhang. We'll see. Without further ado, let me go ahead and get you set up and drive that tractor through together so we can see if it clears, if my vision works. Then we'll go to that log mill and pick out as many straight, smaller logs as I can find. Well, it won't fit there, will it, with the headache rack up? So roll bar. Let's go ahead and drive through, get a peek of that, and head over to the log pile. So looky there, that one's got a little branch that I'll use to run out so that the has more reinforcement. I got a couple underneath there. That twisted one I'm not going to use for this, that's for sure. There's one I could use. And I got several on this side. Once I pull them out, I gotta, get the bark off the bottom. So let me go ahead and set you up, and I'll pull these all out, get them stacked up. What I don't want to do while I'm out here all alone is roll a log pile onto a leg. Right. All right, I'm pretty happy. I've got the big one there, and I'm going to use that curved one after all. Whoop, see, right there, see? Thought about eating me. Sure is a pretty evening. Let me rotate so you can see. Looky there. Really something. So I've got a couple of long ones there, and then I've got a pile there. So I've learned a long time ago, you don't ask questions when you're logging. You save the longest run you can when you're doing a timber house, and don't buck them up into anything in particular, because you may not know where one log will fit or not, but they'll all fit like Lego. So let me put this log pile back here, and then we could go forward from there. Well, now I'll skin those boards. I've got a kukuri knife and then a hatchet that I like, the East Swing hatchet. I really enjoy it. This thing will slowly lower while I do this, so rotate. First I go over them, and I find any big limbs and I cut them off. This log looks pretty good. It doesn't have anything like that. All I'm doing here is just making sure that once I put it in the ground, it'll stay in the ground. So got a spoke shave too I use every now and then. Let me grab that. This is a straight good log. But this thing I like because it has the curve in it, right? And it gets down in there. If you leave them these sit a season or so, you won't have to be messing with them. The bark will just come right off. But you can't really let them sit in the ground. Even though they're cedar, the white sapwood will start getting bugs in it and decaying. But these are outdoor posts that I'm doing. So I went with Leah, and we priced these over at Lowe's and Home Depot, and depending on the size, the cedar ones were anywhere between $45 and $67. So 10 of these is a $670 saving, and I get the exercise and I enjoy the work. You get the point. Those clean up pretty nice. So what I need 7 foot high plus a foot or so in the ground. And so what I'll do, I'll skin all these logs, and maybe I'll bring out a time lapse, but I'm going to work until the last bit of twilight goes, and I don't need to record that, but these ought to look pretty good tomorrow. Well, I'm going to call it good night before the sun is gone. There's a big storm building up there. We haven't had a storm in a long time, but if it gets into these sheet metal, it'll blow them around like guillotine, so I don't want that. So I see some little I won't say tornadic, but little riverlets of stuff coming down, lightning there. I guess this is time for me to put an evening in and call it a day. Alrighty, good night. All right, everybody, there's the evening. It's getting pretty dark. I've only got a wee bit of sunlight left, and I don't work with sharp implements in the dark. That's how you lose a finger. I'm not stumpy. I got all of them still. All right, it looks pretty good. So those have sat on the ground about 6 months or so. The sun does bake the bark, and then it just peels right off. That's pretty easy. I'll get that log pile stripped up between today and tomorrow. And all of those are going to go in, and I'm going to build a doghouse on the end of this sawmill and then remove these 2x4s. And then I'll have a 20, 25, 26 foot span, open air. The sawmill itself will be enclosed in a little doghouse, a sawmill house here. And I might put a window in it. I might put barn doors. I don't know yet. But for sure, having these logs in there is part of the project, and then that will look pretty darn good. So this is Steve at 1000 Year Homes. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Bye.